Hello, everybody. Cameron here. Welcome to module number 2 of Auto Offline Clients, Email Closing Machine. Now, in this module, we're going to be talking about the unlimited email system. It's very important that you understand in this module, we're just going to be covering it. And in the next module, I'm actually going to be going through with you step by step. We're going to talk about the actual email closing machine itself, the profit pulling PDF, and I'm going to walk you kind of through a live walkthrough of what it would look like. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, how do we find unlimited leads for this process? Now, like I mentioned in the welcome video or the first module, this is really a shotgun approach initially, okay? Once you start to get the process down and you want to start actually crafting it and making it work perfectly for yourself, you can start to do a more advanced prospecting and start narrowing down your target market a little bit more. But we don't want you to do that until after you actually have some paying clients. Initially, though, we want you to take a really broad approach, go after take a few of those niches that I gave you in the niche list and just start going after a couple of them, okay? And when you actually start emailing and sending out your emailing, we actually want you to have a lot of leads. In fact, we want you to have over 2,000 leads to begin with. So in this slide, all I'm really doing is giving you different sources that you can use to go out and start finding some leads. All right, the first place that you can use is a software that we've developed called Local Lead Miner. Now, we developed this with a partner of ours. It does not actually come with this training. You can click the link below this video to find out more about Local Lead Miner and all the stuff that it comes with. But Local Lead Miner is essentially a tool that goes out and it goes on Google to find local businesses. So all you have to do with the tool is just type in the niche, type in the city or the state that you want to go after, and a few minutes later, you'll have literally hundreds of leads available to you, okay? Those leads include the phone number of the business, they include the address of the business, and they, most importantly, also include the email address listed for that business, okay? So Local Lead Miner is a tool that I use every day when I want to start working on my prospecting. I wake up, I just fire up on my computer, I type in a few cities, I type in a few niches, and then boom, the software just does all the work for me, okay? I also have my team. I have an outsourcing version of the software, so I can give it to my team, my outsourcing team, and they can do the same exact thing. So I can literally have thousands and thousands and thousands of leads, within a very short period of time, okay? The next place that you can use to find leads, it's a paid source. There'll be a link. It's not a affiliate link or anything like that, where it's just a collection of business leads that anybody can get access to. I think it's a monthly membership that you have to pay for, but obviously you can get over 14 million leads right away, so you don't really need to have a monthly membership. You can just use it, go after a few niches, download all the information that you need, including the email address of the business owners, and you can just use that resource one time and then have plenty of leads to go out there and start doing your emailing, okay? Like I kind of mentioned before, you can use outsourcing. There's a few different places that you can get outsourcers. You can just get it outsourced from somewhere like Upwork, where they just go out and you just say, hey, just go on Google and start doing some research and finding the email addresses of these business owners, okay? And these particular niches in these particular cities and states. Okay, you can do it that way. If you're familiar with Fiverr.com, you can often go to Fiverr.com, type in, lead generation, and there'll be all sorts of people who actually go out there, do prospecting for you. Some people who have access to softwares like Local Lead Miner, they'll go out and they'll actually do searches for you in particular cities and states and get you a certain number of leads and send it over to you. Okay, so those are 3 real quick ways that you can go out and start finding some leads. Choose the one that works best for you. In the bonus section, I have a video that will actually walk you through how to do all the prospecting that you need and get all the emails that you need for free. Okay, just using a couple of free online tools, couple Google searches. So if you're not comfortable with, going out and using a paid list source or going out and hiring an outsourcer to do the lead generation for you and finding the email addresses, then check out that bonus module and I'll show you how to do it all step by step, okay? So you can find all those links. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I actually want to get into the process and how it all works, but those are just some sources for you to go out and find leads. Now, again, you can find as many leads as you need to actually make this process work. I don't want you stretching out too much about leads. Just go out there, pick one of the 4 options that I have listed on the screen here and just go out and get as many leads as you can, okay? Next, we have the email closing machine. So what is that? What is the actual email closing machine? Well, this is actually the essence, I guess, of Auto Offline Clients. It's our simple two-step email process. And what that does is it kind of filters all of the prospects down to only the ones that have said yes and want your products or services, okay? And depending on, what statistics you believe, there's only about 3% of the market that is looking for your products or services at any particular time. So there's only about 3% of the marketplace out there who are actively looking for SEO services, website design services, or something like that. And with Automatic Offline Client and with our two-step email process, what we do is we basically send out a shotgun approach to 2,000 plus prospects at a time, and kind of let them filter themselves out to only those 3% that are actively looking. Okay, since you have those 3% who are actively looking for SEO services, website design services, marketing services, email marketing services, whatever it may be, whatever niche that you choose, the email process filters it all down, so you only have those people who are absolutely looking for your services and ready to say yes. And most importantly, your email will pre-sell your prospects. So if you do it the way we show you how to do it with the profit pooling PDF, which we'll talk a little bit about in the next slide, if you do it the way we show you, it will not only filter it down to those 3% of people who are looking for your products or services right now, but it will also make you seem like the expert, and will make you seem like the person who can actually get results and show that you're a real business entity, right? Someone who can really go out there, help add serious revenue to their business. Okay, so it will basically pre-sell your prospects, and it does all this in a very short, kind of almost common email that they'll read. It's not, super hypey Dan Kennedy type email marketing or anything like that. It's very basic, what seems basic, but the most important thing is it gets results, okay? Now, with this process, since we're going after such a small percentage of the actual business owners out there, like I said, roughly 3% of the business owners out there, you really have to do a lot of mass emailing in order to get the process to work correctly. And in fact, we recommend that you send at least 2,000 emails to bring in the first client, because there's all sorts of things that are going to affect how many clients that you actually close. Now, am I saying that you're going to close 3% of 2,000? Absolutely not. There's all sorts of problems that you're going to run into. For example, spam filters. If you're sending out emails and they're instantly getting sent into spam and nobody's opening your emails, then you're going to get a lot fewer results. So instead of getting 2,000 emails opened or seen by business owners, you may only get 500. And then that 500, out of those 500, there's only 3% of that 500 who is actually looking. Maybe they're not actually looking for the services that you're offering, right? So if you're offering SEO services, but the prospects that you're sending it to are looking more, that particular prospect is looking for website design services or something other than what you're offering, or don't even care about what you're offering, that's going to lower your results as well. So it's a really wide, broad approach, but since it is so broad and you need so many emails, it's the more emails that you send and the more emails that you get out are going to just help your chances, okay? Below this, there's a couple different ways that you're going to send those emails, because you obviously sending out 2,000 emails is going to be really difficult if you do it manually with something like, just a basic Gmail account, okay? The process that I like to use if I'm having my team manually send emails is I'll have them send roughly 35 to 50 emails per email account per day. So that means if they have access to 4 different emails, maybe they just set up like 2 Gmail accounts and 2 Yahoo accounts. Then what my team will do is they'll send 50 from the first Gmail account, 40 or something from the second Gmail account, and then they'll move on, do the same thing with 2 Yahoo accounts, right? So that's going to give me roughly 200 emails sent, okay? And they can do that every single day. I'll also link below this video 2 different sources that you can use that will actually send out mass emails. They're not really autoresponders. It does require, a small fee, I think like $14 per month, that you can get signed up, and you can use those 2 different options to send mass emails. Whatever method works best for you, okay? You can, again, just get outsourcers to do it. But we want you to be sending out at least 2,000 emails to get this started, okay? Back when I told you in the last module that you're going to be able to get a new client within 48 hours, it's going to be 48 hours from when you sent 2,000 emails, okay? I know that's a little bit daunting, but it's really the hardest part of this entire training. And if you can just do that, which is not really that difficult, right? Sending out 2,000 emails, yes, it's a lot, and yes, it's probably more than you've ever sent out, but it's a lot better than trying to struggle through learning how to do cold calling right away, right? And the reason that you have to send so many is because, again, it's going to filter out just to the people who want to say yes, okay? Now, the more emails that you do send, the more successful that you will be, okay? So instead of sending out 2,000, if you say send out 5,000 or 10,000, then you're going to get a lot more deals closed within that 48 hours, okay? So the onus is really on you to do this email prospecting correctly and get out as many emails as you can to close as many deals as you can. And just remember, even if you got one client from sending out 2,000 emails, would it be worth it to you? If you got one client who's willing to pay you $995 per month for SEO, would you be willing to send out 2,000 emails per month or 2,000 emails per week maybe? I don't know. I definitely would be. And I do it all the time. Okay, sending out those emails, it can be challenging, but don't overcomplicate it. Don't worry about going out there and getting, tracking software for your emails. Don't worry about going out there and setting up some elaborate email marketing system for sending out these 2,000 emails. Just make sure that you get out some way, even if you have to use basic Gmails, like I said, basic Gmails and Yahoo accounts, and you just set up multiple accounts and just copy and paste the email, because I'm going to give you, in the next module, I'm going to give you the exact email that you can use to send out. Okay, so once you find, and what's going to happen is you're going to set up email number one, which I'm going to give you in the next module again. Email number one goes out to everyone. Goes out to everyone, all 2,000 prospects, or all 2,000 business owners who you found their email address. They're all going to get that initial email. And what's going to happen is that's when the process is going to start filtering out the people. Okay, and they're going to read the email, they're going to hopefully read your PDF, and once that happens, you're going to get one or two things that are going to happen. Either somebody's going to call you right away, which are people who are interested in your services, and again, we'll go into what happens when they do call you later, or you're going to get people who respond to your email via email, okay? Now, of course, you're going to get a couple people who say, I don't, stop soliciting, I don't need your services or whatever. But for the people that do email you back, you're going to send them a second email. And what that second email is going to do is it's just going to filter out even more people to set up, again, just another call with you where you can close them. Because if they go into the process of reading your email, reading your PDF, and then getting another email from you, and actually responding to it, that's when it all that filters down to just kind of the cream of the crop, just the people who are the 3% of the people who are actively looking for your products or services. Okay. And again, in the next module, you're going to learn how to close the prospects, and you're going to learn the exact emails that we're going to send, because I'm going to actually give it to you in the next module. Right. So what's the most important part of this is what we call the profit pooling PDF. Okay, and this profit pooling PDF is essentially a white paper. And if you've done internet marketing, you've definitely seen a white paper before. It's usually when you have some sort of sales funnel set up and somebody says, hey, put your name and email address in here and I'll send you this great training, right? This 7-part training or whatever it may be. Okay, and that's exactly what we're doing here. We're just happening to do it via email, cold email. Okay. It's similar to a sales funnel. In fact, the way that I do it right now, I have a little bit of a more advanced, I guess if you will, system set up, and I'll talk a little bit about it later in the advanced modules and the bonus modules. And we'll also talk about it, I believe, on the Q&A webinar. But it's similar to a sales funnel. The way that I have it set up is I actually have my prospects, when I send out the email, I actually send them free training. Okay, and that free training is basically just an elongated white paper of me showing them exactly how I do my consulting services in a membership area. I use kind of a proprietary software that I have one of my outsourcers create for me. It's not really available anywhere or anything like that. But they get access and they get added to my autoresponder sequence where they get all my training. And it's just a similar sales funnel, except for what we're giving you in automatic offline clients is we're just giving you a really kind of simple version of that, just a simple 2-step email process. here's what I have, and here's how you can get it, right? Those are basically the two emails. The first email just says, hey, here's what I can do for you and your business. And the second email just says, hey, if you want it, here's how you can get it. Okay, very, very simple. And don't assume that it doesn't work because it's so simple, because that's simply not the case, okay? And the main purpose of that white paper is just like I said, just to show them exactly what it is that you can do, what it is that your service can offer them, why they should work with you, okay, which is very important because it kind of starts to establish you as, like we said, last module, establish you as the expert and the go-to person for that product or service. And then, like it says here, it forces the prospect to say yes. For the qualified prospects who are looking for your services, basically gets them subconsciously to say, yes, I want to work with this guy. Because now they have to go through the effort of calling you and going out to find you and come to you and work with you, right? They're kind of proving themselves to you. So it works with all that, setting up the right status for you. And it does all that work before you even have to talk to anybody. So it's a really, really great system for that, all right? So what we're going to do now is it's not really a live funnel walkthrough, but I'm going to show you exactly what this process looks like. And then in the next module, I'm going to actually show you what the actual emails are and the script to actually close down the clients. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Okay. So in this part of the video, I'm going to be walking you through the actual sales funnel and what it actually looks like. Okay. You're going to get this mind map below this video. You'll be able to click and download it for yourself. When we're starting with the emailing itself process, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to send out your mass email. Now, later on in the bonus section, we're going to go through some of the mass emailing services that you can use, and we also talk about it in depth in our over-the-shoulder video training and the marketing, done for you marketing. Okay, so but let's just kind of go through this with the 1,000-foot view of what the entire funnel actually looks like. So again, the first thing that you're going to send out is email number 1, okay? And that email number 1 basically is going to have your PDF. And the way that the business owner is going to be able to get the PDF is by visiting your opt-in page. Opt-in page, there's literally hundreds of thousands of different ways you can go with your opt-in page. Just use the one that works best for you, okay? Typically, sometimes you are going to have business owners who send you a follow-up email or want to know more information about that download or about what it is that you're going to see. And again, it's just an email that you just respond to and just drive them back to the opt-in page. Now, once you get the opt-in, you're going to start an automated email marketing sequence. And these automated email marketing sequence, what that's going to do is it's basically going to launch the business owner to want to purchase one of your products or services. In our case, specifically setting up a call where you're going to close the deal, okay? And this is how we can set it so that you only have to deal with prospects who say yes, because after they go through this entire process, at the point where they get to actually speak with you, you are sort of this, big time marketing guru who can provide all these great services for them. And then whatever services they really want or need for you to perform, you can do all that. And they are just waiting for you to say yes. Okay. So let's talk about the email sequence and some ideas that you can use to set this up. All right. Now, there's no exact template that works. Okay. I've seen some of our students in the past, they've set this up with just what's called a 4-day sales sequence where email number 1, email number 2, email number 3, email number 4 all say, hey, there's a sale for our services. Call one of our people today and we'll get you signed up. Okay. You can do it that way. The way that I'm going to walk you through is a little bit today in this video is a little bit more strategic, and it's a little bit more closely resembles the type of funnel that I originally set up with auto offline clients. Okay. So let's just go ahead, dive right into it, and it will make more sense as we go along. Okay. So starting off, once you get the opt-in, okay, the business owner automatically has access to the PDF. So they've already gone through the PDF, which has, a call to action at the end for your actual services where they can call, they can speak with you. But at the same time of getting that opt-in, it starts your automated email sequence. And again, this is the way that the system that I originally set up most closely resembles. And once you get this done correctly, once you get the foundation, you can start to build on that and start to craft the marketing message that works best for you and your business and the services that you're going to be offering. Okay. So email number one is kind of a generic branding type email, very similar, in fact, to your opt-in. Okay. Basically, the purpose of email number one is to establish proof and authority. Okay. And with all these emails or all these videos, if you do email or you do video, it really doesn't matter. It's just whatever you're more comfortable with. You want to use a lot of you language. And by that, I simply mean you want to communicate all the things that the products and services that you offer are going to be able to do for your client. So your business is going to be able to grow because you're going to get more leads, right? This is some of the things that we have been able to do for our clients in the past. This is all the results that they've gotten, okay? Something very general like that. What this is going to do is it's going to identify you as sort of a real person. You're not just somebody who's sending a bunch of, bad emails, spamming them, and not a real person, okay? The sequence is set up in a way to show that as we move along, as we move across and we get to the yes, it's set up in a way to very strategically position you as a trusted authority in, whatever products or services that you're selling, okay? So that's what email number one does. Email number one, first automated response that they get after opting in, should be something that establishes you as, and it shows proof and authority that you can get the results that for your clients, right? And again, it's very, very similar to the opt-in or the white paper that you gave for the opt-in, okay? Now, again, at the end of video number one, you're going to have a call to action to set up that call with you. Another thing that you can add in either video number one or, specific parts of the sequence is you can also add a call to action for some type of discount, okay? Hey, for limited time, we like to offer new customers a 20% discount on our services or something like that. Email number two. Email number two is going to be something where you show them how to do something, okay? And I know that sounds a little confusing, so if we're talking about SEO services, what this email number two or this video number two, what it does is it shows, hey, Mr. Business Owner, this is how you can go get more leads from SEO, right? And if you remember from the white paper or in email number one, in both of those where you should be providing some type of proof. And what you can say is something along the lines of, this is the SEO strategy that we set up for, the dentist company in New Mexico, right? Something like that. And once you can actually show them and you could put it into kind of a step-by-step format, and this is not something that's like super in-depth or detailed. It's not a video training series that's, 7 parts. It's just a quick 3-4 step thing that a business owner that they can at least feel like they can implement to help their business, okay? And again, it has some type of call to action at the end of it to set up a call with you. Video number 3, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be doing something like a case study, something, again, this is it's very similar to the proof one again, but this one's a little bit more about, let me show you how we can do this for you specifically, okay? Every business is different. The case study that we showed you and that we've gone through over the last couple of days or the last couple of emails, it's really built for that specific company. And this emails number 3 and 4, this is where we really start to drive and push really hard for the call. And in video number 3, we are really using the case study or a call to action to say what we do is we like to set up a custom plan for each one of the businesses that we work with. So calling it your custom plan. All right. And then finally, email number 4. This is going to be very similar to your sales script. If you follow along with the script that in the video that Kenny does, basically this email is just kind of like a last ditch effort. Here's going to be the discount you can get if you call and set up this appointment now. It's only good for 48 hours or something like that. Okay. The last 2 emails are more kind of quote unquote salesy. especially with this fourth video or email. That fourth video email is really heavy and driving to the call. Okay, now, and then again, in the next videos, you're going to get the full training on how to actually say yes, how to actually collect the payment, and start working with the offline business owner. Okay. The purpose of this video is not necessarily to give you an exact script for each one of these emails or videos, because it's going to all obviously drastically change based on the services that you're offering, based on the industries that you're going after. It's going to be so different that it'll be very difficult to give you something for each one of these. Okay. That's why I thought it was important in this section of the video, going through this actual funnel, to actually go through step by step and kind of give you the idea or the theory behind each one of these sections. Okay. And just as again, a really quick recap, email or video number one in this automated sales sequence is going to be something that establishes you as with proof and authority, very similar to what your white paper does. Email number two is going to actually show you, you're going to be showing the business owner, how to implement whatever the strategy is that you're going to be setting up for them. Email number three is going to be something along the lines of setting up a case study or setting up a plan for them, and getting a little bit more salesy and driving them towards the setup call. Email number four is kind of like the last ditch effort. Hey, give us a call, speak with one of our representatives about setting up this plan. Typically, this is where you can start to offer some type of discount, 48 hours only. You'll be able to work with us and get 20% off or something like that. Okay. Each one of these they're very similar to that white paper. So if you think about the white paper that you originally send out, section number one in that paper that we give you to kind of source after and model after, it goes into the proof and authority, and it shows what you were able to do. Okay. And then we want to actually show them how they can do it for themselves. And then if you go back to the white paper in the next section, this is where you start talking about the guarantees and the things that you can actually provide for their specific business. And then video number four is obviously kind of the pitch that we use at the end of the white paper. Okay, so if you take that white paper and you can just kind of break it down, you can get a very good idea of how we originally structured our emails for this automated follow-up sequence. And again, it can be email. If you want to do video, video does connect a little bit better, just because, especially for email number one, because it does show that, like I was saying, that you're a real person, and it kind of ties it all together for them when they actually talk to you later. If you do not want to do video, that's perfectly fine. Email does have benefits as well. For example, it's something that they can see really quickly. They can, just look over it really fast. And if they like the information, they'll be willing to call you without having to sit through, maybe a 5 or 10, 15-minute video. Okay. But that's about it. This is essentially the entire auto offline funnel. The boxes here in the blue are all automated. Once you set this up once, it doesn't matter how many business owners you drive to it. They pretty much go through this part all themselves. The boxes in the green here, these are the actual boxes that you have a part of, obviously saying yes in that follow-up call. And these two, the emailing, the mass emailing, again, you can kind of see how we do that from just setting that up maybe once or twice in the beginning of the week and letting all the emails go through, sending a couple follow-ups, and you really don't even have to send the follow-up if you don't want to, driving them to the opt-in and then going through the automated sequence. So that is about it. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.